Hello, heralds and trumpets. My name is Justin Gilmore Gresham, and I would like to compete in this week's trumpet challenge, which is the trumpet mouthpiece review. Now, the mouthpiece that I'm currently using is a Stomvy S13 FVR J6 series flex trumpet mouthpiece. Now, though that may sound like a mouthful, I'll explain all throughout this entire video. Now, this mouthpiece is based off of a Shilky 13A4A mouthpiece with a Shilky 13A rim with the inner depth being 0.640 millimeters. Now, the dimensions of this mouthpiece is 3 inches by 1 inch by another inch with a weight of 3/10 of a pound. Now, this mouthpiece can be commonly compared to a Bach 7C and a 7D, and the same for a Bach 10.5C and 10.5D, a Monet BL2, a Monet BL2J, a Reeves 41M, and a Reeves 42D, and a Shilking 13, 13B, 13C2, 13D4, and a Shilky 13A4A. Now, this mouthpiece is known more so for being used in commercial and lead settings. It has a semi shallow cup depth and resulting in a big resonant sound. Now, the J series of the S13 FVRs is known for a great trumpet lead trumpet sound, amplified music, and pit work, and requires a little bit more air than all the other horn mouthpieces of that series. Now, how I came about using this mouthpiece was through my instructor, Dr. Walter Simonson, who's one of Stomvy's many artists. In one of our lessons, we were going over lip slurs on one of the Schlossberg exercises, and at the time, I was using this mouthpiece, a King S1, which came with a matching trumpet, a 1955 King Super 20, which, the King Super 20s were made famous by jazz trumpet legend Harry James. Now, during the lesson, we were going over the Schlossberg exercise, and I was doing the lip slurs but having difficulty. It was a combination of too much tension, not enough air, and just too much pressure. And so he looked and said, this isn't sounding right. Let me try and fix it. He handed me one of his Stomvy mouthpieces, and I put it in the horn, started to play, and just bam, everything just opened up, and it was just great. I felt like a big boulder had been lifted off. And so he said, I'd recommend, for you to go down to the Stomvy plant and pick out a mouthpiece and, and just work with that, because that'll help with your tone overall and your sound, and it'll just be a great asset. And so a few weeks passed by, and a few friends of mine and myself, we all go down to the Stomvy plant out in Wall Creek, California, and we test out some mouthpieces. And so one of the head founders there, KO, sat down with me, and we just tested out mouthpieces for a good 30 minutes. And he gave me various mouthpieces to use, and he had this big deck and all like that. It's filled with mouthpieces. He was like, okay, try this one. Okay, try this one. Oh, no, try this one. And then I settled on the S13 FVR in the J6 series. And he was like, okay, let's try out different couplers, which is the bottom part. And this coupler is used for the gap in between the end of the trumpet mouthpiece and the beginning of the lead pipe, making it where all the air goes straight through the mouthpiece and doesn't seep out through the beginning of the lead pipe receiver and such. And so I settled on the number 4 coupler, which is one of the more popular couplers and kind of like a good starter off. And so I had asked, while I was testing out the mouthpieces, if I could have the rim cut to become flat, similar to the S1, because of at the time I had become accustomed to a flat rim rather than a semi-rounded rim. And he said, yeah, sure. We'll have it cut down for you. Just return back in 2 weeks, and the mouthpiece will be ready. So I returned back, and ever since, for the past 18 months, I've just found it a delight to play on this mouthpiece all the time, whether it be in jazz settings, classical settings, marching band settings, and Latin jazz settings, everything like that. It just gets the job done. Though in the Latin jazz settings, and the marching band settings is kind of not really built for it. Though you get this big, full, robust sound in those ensembles, trumpets are more so called for, a bright, light, but poignant, like a zip zap sound, like a laser beam like tone. And with this mouthpiece, it kind of doesn't cut it too much because it's rather than it being like a laser point, it's kind of too full at times. And so with the Harrelson 5mm modular mouthpiece, I believe that would help with my overall trumpet getting the full spectrum of these various genres that I'll be playing in. I'm playing in whether it be from pop, jazz band, pop, pop band setting, jazz big band setting, orchestral setting, marching band setting. I won't have to be that one guy when the director asks, "Oh, is everyone ready?" holding everybody up because I have to switch mouthpieces for that certain occasion. Or rather, having one mouthpiece that'll get the job done. Now, thanks so much for everything with all of your mouthpiece reviews. They've been very helpful. And thank you once again, Jason, and the full Harrelson team for watching this video. And I can't wait to speak to you soon. All right, bye bye.